Howdy, boys. It's time to wrap up the conclusions for the No Gold Demo week. Yeah, we got experimental mode, so you'll know that now. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the stats and we're gonna like try to wrap up the conclusions. So first of all, I'm just gonna say this: good players will still be good players with or without gold ammo. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Isn't it? I'm gonna show you the stats after that. You don't become, well, in my case, for example, you don't become super unicum because of gold ammo, but gold ammo, well, premium ammo, definitely helps you get better results. It definitely helps you get better results. Well, it mostly depends on what tanks you're playing, but it definitely helps you get better results. Gold ammo basically reduces the exposure time. It increases your damage because sometimes you can flank, sometimes you can make stupid moves to be able to pin your enemy. So it definitely increases your damage and less exposure time. You know, you don't have to flank so much. Maybe you don't have to, as I said, do stupid moves to penetrate your enemy. I made a lot of credits during this week. I think I made somewhere around 10 million. I actually bought 3 tanks during this week, so I'm probably gonna yeah, no gold ammo and no premium consumables. The only premium consumable I used was the fire extinguisher. Everybody uses that. No rations or anything. I made a lot of credits this week. A lot of credits. I bought 3 tanks. I'm probably gonna like stick to no rations and coffee and stuff from now on and just like take some gold shells whenever I need it. You know. One other thing. You will probably not notice the lack of gold ammo if you play tanks with good penetration, and by this I mean playing tier 10s mostly, some tier 9s, even some tier 8s. Depending on the penetration of the gun, you won't notice the lack of gold ammo so much. But to make the experiment like better, of course, I played a lot of shit tanks. Not necessarily shit tanks, but tanks with not so good penetration. And when I say this, like the tanks you're gonna be facing, the biggest challenge with are gonna be light tanks for one, because light tanks have, you know, the light tanks matchmaking. So I'm gonna tell you my 2 worst light tanks I have: the 1357 and the Type 64. 3057 has what, 143 pen, and it's his tier 10 tanks. You're not gonna be able to pen much, like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that much flanking either. It's gonna suck with the 3057, for example. So just saying, light tanks are gonna have a really hard time without gold ammo. You're probably gonna say, yes, light tanks are made for spotting. Well, okay, that's also true, but if you want to do damage, light tanks, no, it's gonna suck with light tanks. So light tanks and some premium. Usually normal tanks have decent enough penetration to be able to cope even with the +2 matchmaking. Premium tanks, on the other hand, and when I say premium tanks, I mean KV5, Japanese Tiger, and even some premium tanks with 122mm guns, as an IS-6, the ones that have 175 pen. You're gonna struggle a little bit in tier 8, and in tier 9 it's kind of gonna be, you're gonna cry. Imagine trying to pen a B75 or a VK 175 pen. You don't really have the courtesy to flank too much, especially with an IS-6. So you can try to go for the commander's hatch and pray that you'll pen. Yeah, so depending on the tanks, you won't notice the lack of gold ammo too much. These were like the, I don't know, some main conclusions I wanted to draw. Let's take a look at the stats, shall we? So, for the last 7 days, we played a total of 337 battles. I checked Numeter too, and Numeter was wrong because Numeter like only records the stats since you last checked Numeter, so it was off. 337 battles, okay? let's check out the VN8. Everybody's interested in VN8. 3082. We didn't lose that much compared to the overall, you know? It's not that much. It's 200 something. It's not that much. So I was just saying, a good player will still be a good player with or without the help of gold ammo. Yeah, so VN8, we didn't lose that much compared to the overall. I'm actually pretty happy with this result. I was expecting a lot worse, honestly, considering the tanks I played. Okay. Uh, win rate. Surprisingly, win rate was higher than the overall, and actually higher than the past 30 days. You know, like when I played with gold ammo. So that was a little bit surprising. I wasn't expecting that. My guess is, what games I might have lost because I didn't contribute so much as in terms of damage. I probably won because I was forced to play. Like when you don't play with gold ammo, you're really forced to play really aggressive. You gotta play really aggressive, get close to your target to shoot the weak spots. So what I might have lost in terms of damage, I probably gained in terms of spotting and yeah, and assistance. So maybe that's why there's not a lot of games to go with, you know, not a big sample. But if you won't have to look at this, at these 337 games, that would be my guess. What I lost in damage, I probably gained in assist and spotting. And not only that, because I was forced to play really aggressive, you know, like teams in World of Tanks, they don't push unless they see somebody else push. So most of the times I was actually leading the push. So when they see that, they follow. You kind of, I'm not necessarily talking about lemming trains, but you can win games like that. So I think that's the reason why I got high on win rate. Kill to death ratio, not too good. You really gotta pick your targets when you don't have the luxury of 300 plus heat pen shell, you know. So you really gotta pick your targets, depending on the tank, of course. So the kill to death ratio is not that good. Spots. Well, it's a tiny increase overall in spots. You know, going from 142 to 146, it's a tiny increase. Not enough to tell much, but yeah, I felt like I had to play really aggressive to compensate. You either do that or you just don't do anything. You don't do damage. You don't maintain your stats, I guess. Damage wise, we got 2,546 for the last 7 days compared to 2,426 overall. It's definitely an increase, but if you look at the past 30 days when we played with gold ammo, you can see it's less. So as I was saying, you're probably gonna drop on average damage on your tanks and on kills. But even if this is not so conclusive, I mean 146 spots compared to 147 for the last 30 days, I think you're gonna win in assistance damage and in playing aggressive, and maybe that's what's gonna get you wins, you know. Yeah. Average XP. Average XP, honestly, I mean, for the past 7 days, it's better than for the past 30 days. And this again goes like you won't get so much damage, but you'll get more assist damage, and experience means damage plus kills plus assist damage. Oh, so overall the experience was higher. Yeah. Well, stats wise, I think that's about it. Yeah. I was expecting a drop in VN8. Wasn't as much as I expected, but you saw the results. Yeah. So if you want to make a recap, gold ammo doesn't really make you a good player. If you're a good player, you're going to be a good player regardless of gold ammo or not. You're going to make a lot of credits running no gold ammo and no premium consumables, if you don't count fire extinguisher, of course. But that's it only like activates rarely. So yeah. you play aggressive without gold ammo, you're forced to. You're gonna have less average damaging kills in your tanks, but you're gonna gain in assist damage on spots. You won't notice the lack of gold ammo unless you play certain tanks with bad penetration. KV5, 30v7. Those are the ones that stand out the most from the tanks that I own. Yeah. I think that's about it, you know. Overall, was a good week. It was a good week. I think a lot of people wanted to see something like this, you know. I for once was curious to see how much would gold ammo help me or not. And honestly, as I said, I compared the last 7 days stats with the overall stats, and if you take in mind that sometimes when I used to play like mostly good tanks and I used gold ammo when I had to, I was getting like maybe 4 or 5 6 kv in 8 sessions. Now that's a shitload compared to the overall. And this just goes to what I was saying. Gold ammo won't make you a good player, but it would definitely improve your results. So going from 3082 VN8 for the last 7 days with no gold ammo, playing a lot of tanks, a lot of tanks. Let's face it, I played a wide variety of tanks, and most of them weren't really good. So going from that to 4, 5, 6 KVN8 is probably gonna, like, what's gonna do that? It's probably gonna be the tank you play and using gold ammo when you have to. I mean, if you use gold ammo all the time, that actually could be detrimental, you know, because using gold ammo all the time is not a good thing. Yeah, I'm talking heat shells, shoot spaced armor, shoot tracks, blah blah blah. You get the point. So that was about it. Hope you boys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you next week with the next experiment results conclusions. So thank you for watching and see ya.